Willie B, pay attention to your screen.
Got it.
What's going on, everybody? We're back live with another episode of that podcast that we like to call Nine Wings. And guess what we doing? Not eating wings tonight. You know why? Because inflation made wings cost $17 one per wing. So we cannot afford wings anymore. I'll tell you how much inflation since we've been off the air has went up. When we was last on the air, the Dollar Tree was $1. Now you're gonna say what? But now the Dollar Tree is $1.25. Do you know what that means? Will it
That
be
means what? That means inflation.
inflation? That means that's the highest rate of inflation in a store because most stuff goes up by 5-10 cents. Them motherfuckers dropped up 25%. 1/4 of what they charged, they jumped up overnight. Do you understand?
But
Overnight.
you know what? I feel like they had the insider. They knew it was coming. Like I feel like, you know what I mean, like if you watch money, I think you see it coming.
Well, when you watch Money at $1 at a time, I know you see it coming. Yeah, I was thinking about that because I ended up going to the Dollar Tree to buy something, right?
Right.
Ended up leaving Dollar Tree and getting it cheaper at Walmart. What the fuck?
How you get it cheap at Walmart?
It was $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. $1.25. At Walmart, it was 89 cents.
So at that particular point, he's paying for perception.
The Dollar Tree might have pulled off the greatest thing since Nike and brand Jordan. Just think about this. For years, decades, their motto was everything under our tree, our store is $1. Everything's $1. Socks, shirts, food, brooms, mops, baby gear, onesies, phone chargers, phone cases, your kids' paper, construction paper, containers. Everything's $1. Pens, $1. Then all of a sudden, you go 125. But in your mind, you still think like it's a Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree is the cheapest. But really, once it went to the 125, let's just say that when they had that for $1.25, let's just $1. Let's say Walmart still had it at 89 cents. The perception is the Dollar Tree, you're gonna get it cheaper. So you're not gonna go to Walmart looking for the item when you know you can get it for $1 here. So then when it went up, let's just say Walmart might have had it for 69 cents before. Now it's 89, so it went up 20 cents at Walmart. But if you look at the price of the percentage, it really only went up like maybe 15 cents, maybe 12% at Walmart. If it was stored at 69, went to 89. But you see a whole 25, a quarter they just added on top of what you. So it's just weird. It's weird as days. Like, and then you find out that also the Dollar Tree is now owned by Family Dollar. And here's where it gets even trickier. Things in Family Dollar that is $3, $4, $5 is in the Dollar Tree now for $1.25. But if you've been spending your money at the Family Dollar and you don't look at the Dollar Tree, you're never gonna go over there to get the product. Dope. Business wise, that's dope. Cause they have you. Yo. Business wise, that's dope.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that one coming.
Bro, just think about this. Okay, I'm gonna give you a good example, and you can laugh at me because I don't usually give this type of information because it makes me look stupid. I bought this container. This is a container.
Right.
This is a container.
Right.
Okay. Family Dollar has this container for $3. Family Dollar has this container for $3.
Right.
Dollar Tree has it for $125, and Walmart has it for $89.
You thought just getting the deal?
We're not going to talk about how I know how much prices in all three stores is. Let's just say I have three of them. I didn't learn until the last one that Walmart had it for the cheapest. So consumers, these are trying times. Your gas prices, as we last talked to you, some places you pay more in gas than you do get paid per hour to go to work, and it takes you a gallon of gas to get to work.
You literally pay to go to work.
Literally, you didn't pay enough to go to work. If gas costs more than what you made,
Well, yeah, I mean, let's think about this, right?
yeah,
So,
we're gonna use the number 5. Okay, this will use a. So, how far do you think you live from your job?
about, let's say 30 miles.
Okay, 30 miles. And how many miles to the gallon do you get?
um, um, I'm gonna go with a possible, because of older vehicle,
Okay.
wear and tear, might need to tune up. I'm gonna say 17 miles to the gallon.
17 miles to the gallon. 17. Okay. So with that number that you just gave me, 17, here's what I'm going to give you. 17. So that means that's 32. That's 2 gallons to go to work and 2 gallons to come back, right?
You need the size of the tank.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna factor in on how much a person's paying for gas. Like let's say like the Chevy Malibus, they have like a
Nope, we're not going to do that. You're not slide out on that gas tank theory. Nope. Because it doesn't matter how big your tank is. If it takes 4 gallons to go to work, it's 4 gallons. Okay? So that's $20.
all right, cool. Okay.
Okay. In some places, gas is $7 a gallon, $8 $9. Some places it's 5, 4. So we're gonna use just enough. We're not even gonna do that. We're gonna make a round off gas of 6. So to go to work, it takes you $24. So now, let's just say you're the kid that works at McDonald's who can't get my fucking coffee right.
He had a rough day. It's a rough coffee day today.
A rough coffee day. So if this kid goes to work for 2 hours, hold on, follow this. They go to work. Let's just say they make $7 an hour, and they work 3-hour shift. So they go to work from 4 to 7. So 7 times 3 is 21. And if they live like you do, 30 miles away from home, that means they spent $24 to go to work to make 21. Okay? And you're going to say, oh, shit, that's not bad. But now, when you get to be an adult, that shit starts adding up, because then you start really thinking about it. Hold on.
Bills.
This is cutting into my bill money. And it's not like here down in the South, there's no transpo system like a tram or a subway or a efficient county to country to city bus system. No.
Yeah.
The only way you can get on a county bus and get rolling in the city is if you're disabled and the PATS bus comes get you. That's about it. So
even that
has limitations. It does. So as you can see, the world's going crazy. And if you did not know this week, ladies,
before you get there, I got a thing with the gas.
With the dad, the gas.
Gas.
Okay.
So if you live in an area, which I don't, but in the area, there's just sheiks around. Coming on the 4th of July, Sheiks is trying to make sure that their gas is under $4.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I believe everybody's gas is gonna be under $4. You want me to tell you why?
Okay.
They're gonna get rid of the gas tax. Now, this goes into the Dollar Tree, Walmart, and the Dollar Tree and Walmart and Family Dollar kind of scenario. If Sheetz comes out first saying they're the ones that's going to drop gas first, and the government drops everybody gas, it's going to seem like everybody's copying Sheetz.
Well, if they do the gas tax like you said they're going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which we've been pretty much like 95% right about a lot of things. I'm gonna give you 95% because 100 is like.
Yeah, it makes things perfect. Yeah, let's not do that.
So what they're
I'm
doing
saying 85 just for the goodness of it.
So what they're doing now is, before they used to hold like a Visa, MasterCard used to let the gas companies hold. I think it's like $100.
Yeah.
$100.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like 150, and in some places it's $175 deductible, so you can pump gas.
Right.
So this one keep y'all up to date. If you go to a pump and you get this thing, because I get it on my card,
and they held that money, and you.
Yeah, they held $150 of my money when I finished pumping gas, and I had to wait until they release my money. So just be aware of some of these gas stations that you go to.
Well, I'm gonna tell you how to get around that. Don't ask me how I know about the gas stations, but I know. Okay.
Okay, sir. Go ahead.
In order to not get a hole on your cord, which means, and I'm gonna step on some toes, and if I step on your toes, don't get mad at me, folks. Stop being lazy. Take my glasses off. Get out of your damn car and walk into the store and prepay with your card inside. Because if you go to the pump, it's automatically going to hold the money. If you do not go inside, it will automatically hold the money. Because it does not know who you are. does not know the amount you're going to get. So they don't know if you really, until they charge your credit card and go through the process, if you have that much money. So if you don't, it holds it. And if you don't have it, guess what happens, and it lets it go through. Whenever you do put some money in there or come in, they're going to get it first. So people, get out your fucking cars and go inside. That's the simplest way not to get a hold. Because there's nothing more worse, and I learned this early on. I one time went and got gas first. It was a fat ass lazy person. At the pump, boom, boom, put my gas in. Went to the grocery store to buy my groceries. They told me I didn't have no money on that card. Luckily, I had another card. Cool. Now I'm kind of puzzled. Like, hold on. I know I had money on this card. What the hell just happened? And I called. Oh, it's 72-hour hold on the money until they settle up. But I only got $20 worth of gas. Why? They holding $150 worth of my money. And the other thing is, it's at the pump's discretion of how much they hold on you.
Oh, it's up to their discretion. Oh.
So each one is different.
Oh.
And
I thought it was
the less your card is. So let me explain something. So if you got one of those green dot cards, Next 10 or whatever cards, those cheap ones, it can hold up to $200 to $300 off that card because it's a disposable card. So a lot of people, it's like, oh, so that's different than your bank card, different than your credit card. So all three of those. So y'all keep that in mind, because that is a very, 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 very serious thing, especially nowadays. Like, we're at a place in history where you're about to see the last stand. The last stand. And at the end of the episode, I'm going to play a video. And Willie B is going to start laughing because he's going to know why we're at the last stand. Just like there's things that's happening in the world that is a twofold problem getting a twofold answer. So, one problem. Gasoline is sky high. Sky high. Electric cars is sky high. Black man in the middle of the country part of the city, that's how I'm going to put it, because I can't say all of it right then. He goes, you know what? What if I could use water to run a car? Aqua, H2O. And he starts talking about it, and he gives his patents. And he's a well-respected man of the community. And as he's getting everything ready to get out to the world and maybe change the way that we drive and revolutionize us getting money in our pockets, he picks up a part-time job in his old profession guarding groceries. A very mundane job. And he's killed. With him killed is his legacy of hydrogen. And you're going to be like, what? I don't remember that. Yes, you do. That was a Buffalo shooting. That guy, the policeman in the Buffalo shooting, invented a hydrogen engine. a water-based hydrogen engine. Some Back to the Future shit. Real talk. And
Right.
then he was killed. So you got to ask yourself, did they go there for killing black people, or did they go there to kill him and the black people just was the excuse to kill him? So many, but we won't ever know. I won't say we won't ever know. Right now, we won't know.
You know, they had that same. I saw a guy on YouTube. I think it was like maybe like
About 20 years ago that died too, right?
no, it's two other guys. That saw a guy. I don't know how long the video was, but I know it was. I saw it was like 7 years ago. I know that. And this guy came out with a. He had used a pickup truck. I think it was probably like a Ford Ranger or some shit like that. But it was a pickup truck. I know it was a pickup truck. And he had his own hydrogen motor and everything. After a while, you never seen him again. Then they had one.
In a Corvette, right?
I want to say, huh?
Was it the Corvette? The dude that had to put it in the Corvette, or the Mustang? Is that the next guy you're talking about?
Nah, it was the other guy I'm talking about. He's it was like maybe like in the 19. I want to say maybe 50s, 60s. Whenever GM and Ford and all them other guys was like getting into their thing. Now it had to be in like the 1960s or the 70s, 60s, 70s, right? It had to be between there and within that 30 years, whatever. So the guy did a thing, and it was an article about it, and he made the first hydrogen motor, which I'm pretty sure it was already done because we've had steam engines. But this guy, he figured it out. They wanted GM, Ford, all them guys wanted him to sell them the patent to the technology at the time. And he was like, no. He was like, why? Because y'all not gonna do nothing with it. Y'all gonna shelf it. I mean, it's not here helping the people. I'd rather just help the people. So he was about to go do something, and miraculously, this guy disappears off the face of the earth. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows what happened. I guess the patent's floating somewhere. One of the companies probably got the patent because, once you patent it, if you don't pay for it or do something within a certain amount of time, it's up for sale.
Right.
So somebody got it, and they never heard of it again. But now we're get to a whole lot of people now that's like, yo, I could do this thing. Like, people are starting to come around, man. They saying they can make these things happen.
They've been like,
after a while, you're not gonna be able to control. You can't kill everybody and know how to make hydrogen engines.
Well, that's the thing.
And make it safe.
Well, think about, we just had Juneteenth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I disagree with you there, because you can kill enough people, just like killing people about reading. They killed enough people about reading. They killed enough people about reading that those people, those slaves, were not trying to read nothing. Like, someone came through there and read to them. If you watch one thing, I don't agree with all the slavery movies, but one thing I do agree with: in order for them to pull off whatever they pulled off, you can't read, because if you can read, you can understand what's going on. If you can read, you understand history. So if you can read, and the books are saying, because you got to think, a lot of the history, you ask Willy, a lot of history I find out is not from books from now, it's from books from the 17 and 1800s. But You can't. They couldn't read those books then. It's the same information. It's the same books. Those books are saying, "Hey, we're bringing so and so from Ireland. We're bringing so and so from England. We're bringing so and so from France. We're bringing so and so from Germany."
Right.
Then you read a book that says we got to go free the white Africans.
Right.
But because you can't read, you don't understand. It's a glitch, right? So you kill enough people, or anything. Okay, take your job, and I'm just gonna make a random joke. If you see people getting fired for mopping the runway, you're gonna make sure you don't fucking mop the runway.
That is true.
If you fire enough people for mopping the runway, you be like, "Hey man, here's this mop bucket. You can go over there and mop runway 707."
Right.
So you kill enough people with hydrogen who build these hydrogen engines that can basically, you could just imagine that. "Hey baby, I'm running to the stove. Bring me a bottle of water. Pour it in the tank. And you're gone." But now, because all these tycoons, all these oil people that play the stock market, government officials, policymakers, tankers, whole industry is built off cars and gasoline, oil and crude oil. Their whole money system is built off that. You take that away, you're going to have a whole bunch of the 1% is going to be living like us.
Well, so this is the thing, right? So they have a thing where I think they said about 2025 or 2035, around there, between that time, that they want to stop making combustible engines completely. I don't know if it's across the world, but I know as far as America, that's what they want to do. The other thing about it is what's confusing to me is how I don't understand how one state like California could influence a whole damn freaking.
What do they influence? Pollution?
Huh?
The pollution?
I don't know what the hell they influence, but somehow, some way, like it seems like if California does something, they're like, "Oh, I ain't messing with it." Then sometimes other states tend to fall right in line behind it. If you think about it, California's been boasting about this whole electric thing, and now
you're looking at California as California. Let's not look at California as California.
No, look, California looks like
no.
Tesla ground?
No. What it is Hollywood, the industry, is in California. They control what you see here. So if they want an agenda,
they want to tell you what
they can tune the movies, tune the media to that. Now, let's just be real. When you watch certain movies and you see certain electric cars and them shits is dope, like in the Avengers, the last Avenger, when Tony Stark gave Iron Man the shield back and pulled up in the damn electric Audi, you cannot say that R8 was not one of the most sexiest motherfucking shits you seen. And that motherfucker popped that shit and gave that nigga the shield. Like, it's a mental thing. You don't even get it. So, if they can, you gotta think, they swaying the whole country's mentality. with visuals.
True.
Think about it. I'm gonna think of
So
something. If it wasn't for the movie Colors from the '80s, probably right now half of the world wouldn't know about the gangs. I'm gonna prove a point because right now the movie Colors just hit like over in one of the like Guatemala or somewhere, not Guatemala, Nicaragua or somewhere. So now these people who've been basically beefing all their life, now they done picked up Colors with the shit. So you're a tribe beefing with another tribe. Now one tribe's rocking all red, the other tribe's rocking all blue. It's all in what you see.
you serious?
I'm serious, bro. I just like they were already beefing. Do you know where they watched the movie Colors at? The
Where?
penal system. So in their jails, they were showing them the movie Colors. Just think about that. You been out here ganging, killing, doing all this shit. One tribe, another tribe. You go to jail and you see a movie about LA gangs, red and black, red and blue. You get out of jail, you go back, tell that story to your people. Someone in jail who don't like that side over there, he goes his way to tell his people about it. Then y'all come back together. I'm red, I'm blue, I'm blood, I'm crip. No, y'all still just two tribes that don't like each other. Fighting over cocaine land. It's what you see. Just think about it. We can't. I'm gonna give you a good example. The little dude made the Tesla with the back doors, the back doors with the window back doors. You know the Tesla with the gold wing back door. Yeah, that car was made popular by Jaden Smith in the Icon video. Icon Living. He hopped out of that bad boy. Cause like everybody was on the X series. Nobody was on that little bitty jump. Now you see that little bitty jump with the flip doors around Greenville more than you see the big jumps.
Yeah, I mean, because Mercedes was like doing that whole gold wing thing, but come to find out, like to do that is like dangerous for doors to just to flip open like that. You know what I mean?
That's why in the back on the Tesla. The front doors don't flip open like that. It's just the back doors. I mean, what I'm saying is, if you take that video out of the equation, okay? You take Spike Lee rocking the Jordans out of the equation and do the right thing. It's all these little things you just take out of the equation you don't see. You take F-150s out of every tough white boy movie and insert a Toyota Tacoma. Everybody will drive a Toyota Tacoma.
Which that's now the thing now, the Toyota shit.
Right. It is all in how they visually get you to see what they're doing. Take for instance, mark my word, you about to get a whole bunch of movies about abortion. One way or the other. The name of this episode is Pull Out Wings. Because if you don't know how to pull out them wings quick enough, buddy.
We have a whole little bitty chickens coming around.
I have a whole chicken come out of that bad boy. I'm talking to you, sir. You right there looking back there and with the girl that you about to go meet in about an hour. Listen to me, sir. Go get you some condoms.
Strap up. You got to strap up nowadays. Like, this thing is. I feel like this whole abortion thing has really opened up a can of worms.
Okay, let me ask you this before we go there. Let's break down what is abortion.
When pretty much in the beginning stages, you decided to say, well, before this thing really forms, you kill it. Pretty much, you let it. The embryo that's like this little small little thing.
Okay.
Which they have some debates about it. I don't know how scientifically it is. Whether it's have a heartbeat or it don't or whatever the case may be. However it is, I don't know. But it's pretty much you're just terminating the egg.
Okay, abortion is the termination of a pregnancy by removing or expulsion of an embryo or fetus. Abortion that occurs without intervention is known as a stillbirth. You think I don't know. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, that's crazy. But there's a thing, like if
is known as a miscarriage or a spontaneous abortion. And approximately 30-40% of pregnancies, they're saying this happen when deliberate steps are taken to end a pregnancy. It is an induced abortion, or less frequent, or induced miscarriage. So, what is the one word they're leaving out of all of this, Willie B?
What's the main word?
Yeah, what's the main word that they're leaving out of that? That is now the big topic of discussion. What is that main word? Do you know what that is, sir?
Choice.
Huh?
I think it's choice.
Choice? You think it's choice? I don't think choice is a word.
If you take away, wait. I don't know what the word is.
Okay. Are you not killing something?
Oh.
You're ending life. It says they're not saying ending life, but what it is ending life. Okay? Now, the next question is, and I'm not taking one side or the other.
But that's the thing. Like, they saying that, like, if you catch it early, like, this is the whole point of this the Plan B pill, right? Bust a nut. Oh, next day you're supposed to go take this pill. Supposed to be done with it, right? Plan B.
So, let me ask you this. Do you send mothers and fathers who aborted their children Mother and Father's Day cards? Because isn't there children in heaven?
Say what? What? Okay, tell me that one more time.
Let me say it a little bit slower. Everybody, I went over your head real quick. I said
that was aerodynamic, bro. Go ahead, man.
This thought came from my daughter. So, if you abort children and you're male or female, shouldn't you get a Father's Day card or a Mother's Day card for your lost child? Because wouldn't that child you killed go to heaven? Wouldn't you be considered a murderous parent? I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm just saying. If you think about it rationally.
Might be kind of crazy there.
Let's think about it. If a one Now, here's the next thing. Who has the right to choose life and death? Is it me or you, or is it God?
See, that's a very
How is it very hard? I
no,
mean,
it's a very controversial thing. Because, and I'm gonna tell you why, because people have a thing about the Bible.
okay.
The Bible itself is a controversial thing we could talk about. Like the Bible could be sure or unsure. It could be telling the truth and telling lies. The Bible has been written and altered and all this other stuff. So, people will feel like, okay, well,
Okay, stop. What's the biggest lie the Bible has told?
sir, look. I'm
Ah,
not.
no,
You
no,
said
no, no, no. I'm
wait.
going with you. I'm going with you. What is the biggest lie that people tell you from the Bible? Just think about it.
My thing was, I don't understand God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. I don't understand that.
Neither do they.
I to this day, huh?
I said neither do they.
I still, that from even when I was younger, I still have these questions about that. I still don't get it. That's a whole nother thing.
Next episode, I'll be back as a Jehovah's Witness, and I will break this. No, I'm just joking. Uh,
No, I'm just saying though, like
but
it's
but
a very
but but here's the thing, right? If you talk to the regular person, they'll tell you the Bible took place in the Middle East, North Africa, Africa. Willie B just knows from me reading certain parts of the Bible for him. We know that the Bible didn't take place there because the
no.
Bible tells you where it took place at and who it's written for. I'm not even going to go into that because it's just like he said. That's a whole nother thing. We're going to do an episode. We might have to do a bonus episode
That's a
because
whole
that's
other
fun.
episode. That's a whole nother
Okay.
episode. I'm just saying
But
that
what I'm saying is this is the thing. Whether or not you believe in God, you believe in don't believe in God, the question still remains, do you as the individual have the right to determine the end of someone's life? That's all it is. It's just that simple. Does the government have the choice to end someone's life? Do you, the individual, have the choice to end someone's life? Does a policeman who stops you for a broken tail light, does he have the choice to end your life? And if he does, and he does end it, is he right? That's the. It's bigger than abortion because the bigger thing about abortion that no one's talking about is economics. It's money.
I thought
Okay, so if
this
you have a child, if you have a
this is like
child, if you have a child, you know this. I want you to think about it. 18 years of bills. I'm not saying my children are bills, but that's just the fact. Right now, we have a shortage of infant. We have shortage on certain sizes and diapers. There's just shortage in things to deal with kids. Okay, so
right.
now that means when there's a shortage, they can increase the price. Okay, so now you bring your kid up. Now, also the first time in history, white women are having more children than black women. So they're like, "Ooh, we can't stop this," because in case you didn't know, I'm gonna tell y'all something. There's less than a billion white people in the world. There's like 7 billion people in the world. So that means they're like not even 16% of the population. Okay? They're a drop in the bucket. They have what the first time in history here in the States are generating more children than what we are. Economically wise, political wise, control mechanism wise, they can't allow these white women to kill their children. Going to the point of a video that me and Will seen where the woman was with Donald and she said, this is a victory for white people. Even Donald Trump would look at her like, yo, you know they say I'm racist like you.
Ooh, he was like, okay. He was like,
You gotta say, like, who brought this bitch here? I told you I was trying to get away from racist shit for a little bit.
Donald was he would say, yeah. He'll clap, do all this other way. He just had his hand down, like,
He was like, I ain't gonna touch this one. He was like, I'm already in January 6th here, my children turning against me, and this husband gonna get up here and say this bullshit. Oh my God.
And then she I think later on she recanted that statement.
You can't recant that shit. I'm sorry. You say what you really mean, unless you have one of those, you Darth Vader and you really calculating and all that. But most people
are
gonna say what they mean right off the gate. She said that because it is a victory. I said it's two things. It's white women having babies, and it's the money that's gonna be made off of us. Because when you look at who's really on the system, there are a few of us, a lot of them.
But it seems like there's more. The imagery is more of them.
Well, that's because they control the media. So when they control the media, they control what you see and hear. Okay? So let's just be real, okay? If you take ECU out of Greenville,
all right.
You take Valley Hospital or United Health Systems, Pitt Memorial.
It's ECU.
Yes, you take all that's going to go with it. Brody Hospital, all that. Then you look around the town. What would you mostly have?
Yeah.
Blacks and Mexicans. Okay. Go to almost any major town and you do that. You take out whatever the major factory is and the major university. You're going to get mostly black people here in the southern states. Then once you get down into the southwest, going like Alabama, Texas and shit, you start getting areas where it's nothing but white folks. There are living off coal. That when I watch the videos, I watched this one video one night, Will, and I don't eat a lot. I got up and made me 2 roast beef sandwiches. Because I realized that I could get up and make me a roast beef sandwich. Like, these people were living in a trailer. You ever seen a trailer when the siding's falling off? Those little bitty, like 14 by 13s from the 60s, 70s, those little bitty rinky-dink trailers.
They got one, what you call it, P. Paco's old house that used to grow up in. That shit falling apart.
So, they live in a house like that. They don't have electricity. So when I was in there, able to go in there, turn on my iron grill, throw some butter up there, I even fried the egg and put it on that damn sandwich. Fried the egg first on the griddle, toasted my buns on the other side. I was sitting there thinking when this girl said, we eat twice a day. We get up in the morning and they eat like grits that they put on over the coal to cook. They got a coal oven that they don't even have no chimney going out the coal oven. Just think about this. This thing is in a rundown shack. The smut is on them. They look dirty. It probably is in their clothes. And she's talking about they eat grits, and then at night, if it was sickening. You know I hate rats. This girl, they had traps and was trapping muskrats and possums, and was eating oodles of noodles and muskrats and possums. Their meat, the flavor of the oodles of noodles was muskrat and possum. Do you understand how poor you are? She didn't even go to school. This is a young girl. At night it's cold as hell. Their assistance is very, very little because of where they live at. And her dad has a habit. So he's trading off the food stamps that they do get for fentanyl and heroin. You see how crazy it is? Like
Texas?
Think back at Alabama, Texas or Alabama. When I finished watching, I got up and made a sandwich. Like I was like, yo, like I can make a sandwich. Like I can literally make a sandwich, and you start realizing you have a big section of America that they don't show you on TV, because they'll show you the ghettos of New York, they'll show you the ghettos in Chicago, they'll even show you the hoods around here. But they ain't going showing you no movies about those white folks living in that type of because they don't want you to look at white folks that way. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Please don't take it that way because it hurt my heart. Because no person, white, black, Chinese, an alien, a dog, cat, anybody should live like that. Especially not no children. And your parents got a problem. And they're using the government assistance that we work to pay into to help folks like that to buy drugs. You see what I'm saying? Like, so when you get into abortion and them keeping more children, so people like that, you shouldn't be bringing children into conditions like that.
No, you shouldn't. And you know.
But now, because of the law, there are going to be a lot more children brought up in there because those people are probably having sex unprotected. Like it's a lot. Then you get into like they were talking about in that area, a lot of the girls are getting pregnant 13, 14 years old. Now, not saying that probably if you can't afford food, you can't afford abortion, but if they were to able to get one before, they could have got one for the young girl, but now that's out the window. Which means also we're going to get back to the era of a lot of grandparents taking care of children, because it's going to be abundance of children, and it's children raising children, and they're not going to know what to do, so the parents are going to have to take your child's children, which is your grandchildren. And once again, it comes back to that money, you know.
So pretty much you saying if your kids and your grandkids mess up, pretty much you're setting the system up where, say like if I'm a grandparent, I'll have to go back to work, and if I'm at a retired stage, I have to stay working pretty much until I pretty much die. Because I find that the system is kind of crazy, right? The system is already set up crazy. The system got you set up to work. Because I was looking at like retirement age, and I know somebody, have been working for a long time, and you put time in, and you come to find out you got to be damn near 66 years old to collect a pension or your 401k or whatever. But you done live a third of your life already. So then you say after you do all of that, then it's a possibility you can. Social Security ain't gonna pay you nothing too much. Social Security is pretty much you living on welfare. All right? You got your 401k, and say like in my situation, I can't put too much in my 401k right now because my living situation. All right? So I'm not gonna have that much right now 401k
But
compared to someone, who could put money into it. But you want somebody to live their life when they turn 60 something years old. By then, you're not trying to hop on. You're just saying. You're not trying to hop on a motorcycle. You're not trying to. If some people had that adrenaline rush,
on
jump
the
out of the car,
highway,
or
looking for
the best.
adventure.
And the crazy thing is, the best thing you can probably do is try to buy an RV, which you still, even if you did buy an RV,
I
to
watch too many
maintain.
Lifetime movies. I watch too many Lifetime movies with women and them getting in RVs and something bad happening to the men. So no RV for me. No RV. Thank
I'm
you,
just saying.
Lifetime.
I'm just saying, like to even try to do that, like to maintain an RV, that's some bread too.
But here's the thing. Okay, so
Like,
like
what are you
I
doing?
said a long time ago,
Flights,
your
trying to get
bet
on something. Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
your best bet, right? And this is like what I'm gonna say is gonna sound stupid, but really, in your lifetime, you've already blown $1 million. Everybody who's watching this who's over the age of 35, you've blown $1 million or close to it, at least 100,000. Okay, including myself. And when I say blown, it's not just meaning you're not frugal with your money, like renting places, paying, giving somebody else money, leasing cars, renting cars, just stupid shit that we do. Now, old white man said the goal is to get $1 million and put it in the bank. That's the goal. That was before we are now. I think now you probably need $2 million. But
now I think about
if
three,
you got
five.
$1 million in the bank, right? Your dividend kick out, if you have it set up right, is going to be about $70,000 a year. Once you get the million in the bank, 70,000, that's your interest you're gonna make off that, keeping that money in the bank and not touching it. Now, $70,000 a year, that means that's about $1,200 a week. I think a lot of people are living off $2,000 a month. So $12,000 a week will set you up great. Now, why I say that is because in a minute I'm gonna play a video if I can pull it up. If they give us reparations, if they give us reparations,
If
if, but do you know reparations is not for African Americans? You know that reparations has already been written down into the law?
no,
as we end this podcast, I'm going to break the bubble.
Okay. Break it.
So, have you ever heard of something called the Paris of the Treaty of Paris? Ever heard of that?
I don't recall it. They probably taught us this in school, maybe.
Okay. No, they wouldn't teach you this in school.
No,
I might have taught you, but as I said, Willie B is going to laugh at this. So, as I told y'all, things are changing. As things change, I'm going to open up more about history. But it's going to be the first key element that you, as a person, needs to know. So, let me see if I can click this and bring this up, because we're going to need all of this. This is one of those things that you're going to be like, oh, I mean, they didn't tell us this, not in this way. When you get into school, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this treaty, this
fair use, shout out to my man M.W. Smith. Following him, M.W. Smith, he's got a lot of information. M.W. Smith, I want you to listen closely, folks. I'm going to call this, we about to drop the wings all over the flow. Let's go.
part towards the end here, I found it to be
I turn it up.
like eyebrow raising, because I'm like, wait a minute. One, the sequence
turn it up.
in which they list this, the debt to be paid, and then two, how to retrieve your property for these specific people coming after that. I thought it was interesting. So I'll listen to this and I'm gonna give my opinion on what I think is being said, but always feel free to comment and tell me what you see and what you hear.
You gotta turn it up, bro. That's the highest it could go?
Yeah, hold on. Let me reshare it here. I think you need to turn yours up, because it's
Turn mine up?
Yeah, I think it's not me. I think it's you, sir.
Oh, yeah, I ain't got no problem with that, bro. I ain't got no problem. All right, let's try it again. Might be on me, y'all. Sorry about that. Yeah.
For these specific people coming after that, I thought it was interesting. So I'll listen to this and I'm gonna give my opinion on what I think is being said, but always feel free to comment and tell me what you see and what you hear, because this one right here, I think we hit something.
Article 4. It is agreed that creditors on either side shall meet with no lawful impediment to the recovery of the full value in sterling money of all bona fide debts heretofore contracted. Article 5. Congress to recommend to the states restitution of confiscated estates. It is agreed that the Congress shall earnestly recommend it to the legislatures of the respective states to provide for the restitution of all estates, rights and properties, which have been confiscated, belonging to real British subjects, and also of the estates, rights and properties of persons resident in districts in the possession of His Majesty's arms, and who have not borne arms against the said United States. And that persons of any other description shall have free liberty to go to any part or parts of any of the 13 United States, and therein to remain 12 months, unmolested in their endeavors to obtain the restitution of such of their estates, rights and properties, as may have been confiscated, and that Congress shall also earnestly recommend to the several states a reconsideration and revision of all acts or laws regarding the premises, so as to render the said laws or acts perfectly
Okay, so
Willie B, do you understand what was said there?
Some of it.
Okay, tell me what you understand.
Well, land was confiscated.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Something in there about British,
Real British subjects.
right? Um, and something to do with labor.
Okay, so basically,
Um,
so real British subjects. That says a lot there.
right.
Who are the real British subjects?
That's what I was thinking. Uh,
If somebody happened to be a lineage of the King of England, I don't know who that could be. Wouldn't that make that person a British subject and he should be given back? Especially if he's found that his land was confiscated. You know, you see how weird this is? Now that you think about it, me and you might
it's
know a
crazy.
guy like that. Oh, God. I'm waiting for the Willie G laugh. I told you it was coming.
Oh,
As I promised, I would end the episode with him laughing. Okay,
oh,
so
crazy though. I've heard rumors like that happen to my family too, man. They conned my family into or kind of like took it and falsified paperwork stating that they sold this big X amount of land for like $10.
a lot of people have those same stories all over Eastern Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Louisiana. Now, the 13 colonies. It tells you you have free run of the 13 colonies. And if you've been molested out of your goods, you can go to those 13 areas and stay there a year to get your money back. Meaning, if you were enslaved and you were on Plantation A and they moved you here, then they moved you here, they moved you over here, then you came back and moved all the way over here, and these are like 4 or 5 different states. Well, you got molested in 4 or 5 places. I need to go back here and get my shit. I need to come back over here. I need to go over there. All these different places and get my shit. I can stay there a year and fight to get my shit back. This is in the Paris Treaty. So people are going to say, oh, well, America, this is probably before America. No, this is 1783. So let's listen to the last couple minutes.
first off, this treaty, which is the treaty with Great Britain, deferential treaties with Great Britain, 1783, I'm sorry. And remember, above your local codes, above your federal codes, above the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Civil Rights, treaties are the laws of the land.
Your treaty is your law of your land. Your Constitution and your Bill of Rights and all that is how they basically interpret the law of the land. So now I'm gonna
All
give
right.
how we're gonna end this show. Is I'm make y'all really think. We just had Juneteenth, okay, and they let those people they let them know they were free in like 18 like 3 years after, so 1860 something. However,
60,
65,
63.
63, 1863, 1865, 1865. Okay, now at the time, 1783, who was enslaved? Black people.
Right.
Did it say anything about Africa up there?
June 19th, 1865.
Okay, 1865. Now, 1865, subtract that from 1783, you get about 80 some years. Now, after they ended slavery, you have Jim Crow laws. And did they make it hard for black people to move from state to state?
Yeah, still did. Because
Okay?
they're saying this right here, like they saying that Gordon Granger,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute, General Order Number 3 by Union Army General Gordon Granger on June 19th, 1865, proclaiming freedom for enslaved people in Texas. So is that where it started from, in Texas, and then it's supposed to like be a rollout
No,
to all the
no,
other?
no. The other states knew they were free. So I seen a video that made it that was pretty good. So imagine you being at your job and working, and someone comes and sit beside you and say, "Hey, Will, you can go," and you're like, go where? Oh, you're free. What you mean? You know, you've been working here for like 3 years, ain't been getting paid. You're supposed to be getting paid. What? Now, why it says for molested? Think about this. What did they do to families of slaves? They split them up.
Right.
So they made sure that they split up families, and then down there, these people weren't reading. They made it so they were scared to read. They didn't know. Like they cut off from the world. Media wasn't moving like it does now. You don't read books or newspapers. Don't go in the city or the town because master say you can't. Even though master don't control you, he know you free. Think about how much free labor. If you could have 100 people work for you for 3 years without paying them, how much would you move forward in life?
Oh, you can move fast.
You know, if your whole family of cousins and uncles and aunts all do that in Galveston, Texas, how far does that whole family move forward?
Oh yeah, we got a nice jump.
Now, everybody who's freed after those 3 years, is it easy for them to catch up with you?
No, because now they in the phase of just trying to figure out where to go. Like I just got to figure out like where I'm gonna lay my head at for tomorrow. Like I'm free, so I mean I ain't gotta be there no more. Get out of here, live your life. I don't know how to build nothing. I don't know how to really pick berries off a tree or.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. You got to think about it. You as the workers keep the whole plantation up. You know how to cook, clean, build, all that. but you don't own nothing. You don't have nowhere to go. Now you're a man with no land. What if the master says, "Oh yeah, you free, get off my land"? Where are you gonna go?
That was crazy though. This is just crazy. It is dawning. This is crazy, right? If the dude said you free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody thought about, yo, let's go together. Whatever. We hit the woods. We cut down some trees. Might have to do it the old-fashioned way and build our own shit right there. But I feel like because we were so like divided at the same time, like nobody never thought about, yo, let's work together and just do this. And then finally, when you do start working together, when you come across like these Black Wall Streets in other states,
Let me show you.
and
Stop. I'm gonna show you something. Look at your screen, sir. You want me to tell you why they stopped it? Here's why they stopped it. I know you don't.
None of them. All right.
You see that?
1985.
So 6 months after every black person knew they were free, not even 6 months. Not even 6 months after all the black people in America knew they were free, they started the Ku Klux Klan. Just think about that. Just think about that, bro. How you gonna move?
This is crazy. This is the crazy thing. Ku Klux Klan. Who came up with that? Like originally, like was that like states thing? Like was that like an American thing, or was that like an international thing that came over to the States?
So let's read this. So in Pulaski, Tennessee, a group of Confederate veterans converged to form a secret society they christened as the Ku Klux Klan. The rapid growth, it says, reversing the federal government's progressive Reconstruction. Reconstruction was black people, elevating the rights of local populations. The name of the Ku Klux Klan is derived from the Greek word Kuklos, which means circle, and a Scottish Gaelic clan. So most prominent in the country. So against what they call African Americans, we're gonna say real British, and white Republicans, which I think white Republicans at the time and these are still the same people, just the same. So, anyway,
Right.
so by 6 years later, it says the Ku Klux Klan Act passed by Congress authorized the president to use the forces to suppress the Ku Klux Klan, resulting in 9 counties being placed under martial law and thousands arrested. So in 18, they declared it unconstitutional. And then they had so they basically had a rebirth. So once the rebirth happened, 21st century, started 2005, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. We just had one. So basically, they're saying now the Ku Klux Klan is back on the rise. They're up. We see them turning over stuff. Like they're gonna roll back gay rights. They roll back abortion. They're rolling back gay rights. Once they roll back gay rights, they're gonna start rolling back some racial shit. Now that's what it's gonna get.
Yeah. What you call it? Interracial marriages and all this other shit.
Clarence Thomas is not going for that. You're not gonna pull his Jenny away. I told you that man loved Jenny like Forrest loved Jenny with AIDS. You ain't gonna get him to leave his Jenny away. Jenny is in all this trouble. He don't care. He love him some white Jenny. You white gin, that's what we're gonna call it, white gin. You know, white gin will get a nigga messed up right now. White gin will get a nigga messed up right now. So he got him some white gin, and she done had him fucked up for a long time. Once again, guys, remember, you better pull out the wings. If you can't pay for it, you better pull out those wings. Don't leave your soft wings.
The best way to do it is not do it at all. Actually, that's it. To me, that's
Wait till you're married. Little kids, if you're watching, your parents let you watch this undecent stuff. Listen, wait till you're married. Wait till you're married. I'm telling you, ain't nothing like some married. You're gonna love it.
ain't gonna be looking for everything at home. Nah, it's just it's crazy because if you don't wait at this particular point, man, you catch a kid out here, man. This is a done deal. Like there's no, and I'm pretty sure coming with this, it's gonna be stronger laws. If you don't do this or do that or take care of the kid or whatever, you going to jail,
They lock you up
commissary,
now.
whatever.
They lock you up so you can. You know what's the craziest thing in North Carolina? You can't pay your child support. They lock you up till you can pay it. I'm gonna put that while I'm in jail. So that's almost an indefinite way to lock you up if you really think about it. If you get the right judge at the wrong time, he. Mm-mm. When I used to go to court, I'll be seeing if the Negroes are already pissing off the judge before I get there. When I get there, it's time for a continuance. I don't even want to talk to you today. Let's come back. Maybe I get a different judge, and maybe you'll wake up on the right side of the bed. Because I've had some judges that got up on the wrong side of the bed, and I learned my license. I almost got locked up for my shirt tail being out because I'm fat. Shout out to Cynthia Hicks. She was there that day. That was the craziest shit. So, I'm a big dude. So, I put my shirt in. When us big dudes sit down, our pants kind of fall, kind of chores off the back end of us a little bit. So, she told me hurry up and run, get up there, right? Because she called my name. Now, I get up in front of the court. As I'm getting up, I noticed that my front of my shirt ain't all the way in there properly. So I tucked the front part in as I'm going in, not realizing the back of my shirt tail is out. She said, "How dare you come in front of me with your shirt tail out?" Now, as I said, I'm fat. I can't see behind me.
I can't. I'm not big as you, and I still can't be like, yo.
So I said, my shirt tail's in. She said, "Don't insult me. I'm looking at your shirt tail out." Shirt tail's in. Once again, I can't see my back. And that's what she tells me, my shirt tail's out in the back. I put it in. She told me she was about to hold me in contempt for court for coming in her courtroom not properly dressed. Here's when I knew she was fucking with me. So the last nigga that went up there had on damn jeans and a damn t-shirt. I had at least a shirt and tie on, and it was buttoned down with slacks and the darker white boy shoes and all. What are you talking about? I didn't come dressed. This ain't cheating for no fat nigga. I could have threw on some jeans and... Alright, just give me my shit. Let me go. But yeah. So I already know how the judges. When they get there now, you get there for that child support, Lord have mercy.
I
Like I say, it's money around. Court system money. It's money all going to work They like they made money on abortion because it wasn't free to get an abortion. They gonna make money off of not doing abortion.
I think they're gonna make money on not. Or, but see, this is the thing. Wouldn't that mean that? Oh, wait. So if let's just say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the baby, you can't take care of the baby.
More often.
Put you on, right? Either you're going to be an orphan or you're going on government assistance, right?
Mm-hmm.
The government got to take care of you. So that means if the government got to take care of you, that means the government control you, right? So they kind of control what you do. So, because I remember there was a point where even if you was on, like some people, they can get it easy where they ain't got to really do nothing, just collect a check. But I feel like it's going to go to that point where it was like kind of back in the day where, yo, you had these babies, yo, we could provide this, that, third, but you're going to have to get out there and work, though.
Oh, this shit about to change everything.
Like you don't, like, as soon as you get to the age, because right now they starting to hiring kids at what, 15 years old? Because I know I went to a McDonald's, a girl had to be no more than what, 15, 16 years old.
14 and a half.
Huh?
14 and a half.
14 and a half. Now they're hiring, talking about some paying $15 an hour. I don't know how real that is. Could have been a gimmick or for that short period of time if you caught it, if you came into McDonald's at that time. But, you know, if I do that, I get you going, I get you in the system. That means I control the narrative of your life. That means I can get you this little low-wage minimum job here. Yo, do here, go ahead and do that. So pretty much I got you. I'm giving the illusion like I'm paying you, like, but really I'm coming out on top with this free labor. Because majority of jobs that they're gonna get you is going to be dealing with some type of, you gotta pay the government anyway.
Well, that's most times. I mean, when you look at it,
I think it's kind of crazy though. I mean, even though when we go back to the choice thing, I still think a woman should have a choice of what she wants to do. I mean, I can't, at the end of the day, God still gave you a choice. You do what you want to do. Whether it's good or bad, you have a choice. How you want to live your life. At the end of the day, the only one you got to talk to is God at the end of the day. What you did, what you didn't do, or whatever, that's what you're doing. God, the reason why we are having this place now is because God gave us the thing of choice.
free will.
That's what it's about. Free will. You want to go here, you want to go here. You go here, you know what's here, what's going to happen over there, you know what's over here, you know what's going on over there. Which route do you want to go?
Well,
so people trying to control a narrative, it happens. I don't know how long it lasts, but it doesn't last forever.
Like I said, the question is it okay?
Place where things could change any given second. Any given second, things could just change. Just like that. If you overturn the laws like this and whatever, that means anything is up for grabs. And if people ain't willing to fight for it, they just gonna be on C-SPAN like they normally do. And just be like, yo.
I want you to know I'm start walking around with my freedom papers. And with that note,
on this episode of
all black people must walk around with freedom papers. New law. Donald Trump is going to be president again, and he wants all black people to have walking papers. So I'm gonna just walk around. Here's my walking papers, sir. That's where we're going back to, bro. If they don't slow it down, Because it's going all in reverse. Next thing they're going to start hitting, no more gay marriages. Then they're going to come for us. Y'all need to be separated.
Let me ask you a question though, bro. Like for real, like if we separate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just put it like this. If we separate, where we at right now as a society? And it's been proven that we can do a Black Wall Street.
We separate now. If we were to separate from them and not put another dollar into their economy and build our own, the whole black nation of America would be like Atlanta. Think about this, right? How many of your black dollars that you work for goes into the black area? Watch this. Do you pay your rent to a black person?
No.
When you go,
Because I was watching a special with Killer Mike or whatever, and he was in Atlanta, and I think he was going from Atlanta to some other spot like DC or something like that or whatever, something like that. I don't know. It's going somewhere, and he went to these black businesses, and they went in there like, "Yo, this is black owned." He said, "All right, cool." So it's like, "Oh, yo, these can of beans, are they a black company made it or was a white company that made it?" And of course, they got the beans from the white man, a white-owned company.
right?
So
Because
he can't eat it. I can't eat it. I'm trying to see what I can do.
right, and see, that's the thing. Until you have a whole society of that, it won't really be that unless you're in somewhere like Atlanta.
No, but he couldn't get that right in Atlanta.
I know. I mean, but if you have a whole
Like barbecue joint, like yo, he was like, let me ask you a question, like the meat, like, is it from a black farm? They're like, no, but we cook it, we just that third. Oh, I can't eat it. They're like, why? Because it didn't come from a black farm. You know what I'm saying? Like he was literally like starving for like.
But think about this. Before they changed all that, so people look
Even
at
when he tried to go to the hotel and go to sleep, he couldn't even sleep in the hotel because it wasn't a black-owned hotel. He ended up sleeping on the park bench, which was owned by. Bro, he was only able to get a haircut at a certain spot. I think he traveled for like 7 days or some shit like that. I think it was 14 days, maybe a month. I'm not too sure.
But just think about that. They made sure they control every aspect of your life, whether you want them to or not, whether you say they do or not, they do. Because you can't even get a sandwich and say this whole sandwich is black made. Because the meat came from a white farm, Mexican farm, European farm. We're not even gonna
Right.
get fishes and chickens and all that shit, but all that shit is all from a certain farm group, not from us. You know what I'm saying? But now if we separate and we have to depend on we used to have that stuff, but they stopped it.
Because you think about it, if I go to the halal store, all that shit, it's theirs. It's theirs.
Yeah.
Kosher meat, whatever they want to call it. Whatever they want to call a food, like the turkey ham and
What
all
store
this
did
other
you
stuff
just
is
say?
theirs.
Back up. What do you call the store?
Well, it's actually, we call it the bodega or the corner store, but
Nah, you didn't say
you
that.
know,
You said
halal man. You got the halal man, the Arabs, they're Arabs, These
They are
guys,
not. They're Iraqis and
well,
Russians
Iraqi.
and Russians.
Russians closed down Coney Island. What section? Coney Island.
Uh, so as you think about it,
So none of Pakistan, none of them.
I
I gotta
mean,
talk to them. I gotta figure it out. I mean, it's some cool people though, you know what I mean? But it was just
I
like,
mean, when you look,
but what I admire them because they everything they do, they keep it in house though.
but most foreigners that come here who start a business, they get an income and a stipend to start a business, especially if it's in an urban area. They call it urban development. But what do they bring into our areas?
Oh, corner stores, television, appliance. What's used to call them appliance stores?
Lots of TV stores. That's what
Furniture,
they used to. Okay, what do the Chinese people bring in?
some 99-cent stores, their type of food. Not all of it's their type of food. It just, whatever. But they products, certain products they get is imported to them. Oh, weed. They bring hair into the game. They control the hair industry too. They got that shit locked up. I was watching this documentary on a girl. She was black and she was trying to break into the hair industry. And she said, like, yo, just to do her own hair, like sell her own brand of weave or whatever the case may be, ridiculous.
Well,
Ridiculous.
I tell people when you start selling your own brand of shit, it's a whole different beast. It's a whole different beast. And believe me, I know. I've been in meetings all last week, this week. Building a brand on that level is so many fundamentals to it and so many steps you got to cross, I's, dots, and shit that it's incredible. And if somebody makes it so that it's hard to move forward and you're dropping big money, it's incredible. So they lock up like the hair game, they got that locked up. Hair game is kind of like the tobacco game, kind of like the even some of the retail clothing stores, right? If you ain't at a certain
Right.
level doing certain things, you can't get in the door. And if you do break through, then they try to figure out how can they get your brand from you. Not how can they help your brand, how can they get the brand from you? Because that's why Fat Farm and Sean John, what else was it? Fat Farm, Sean John, and Rockaware. You got to think. Yeah, Fubu.
He said it was hard.
But you got to think once they got them to the level of retail success, then they bought them out, and then those companies disappeared. Just think about it. When the last time you went into a high price store and saw a Fubu, Rockaware, Sean John shirt?
Nah.
Tommy and Polo still there, ain't they?
Yeah.
Nautica.
Yeah.
You see how it works? They let you get there and have that shelf space with them for a little bit. Then if you can keep up, oh shit, we gotta buy these bitches out.
I mean, like, cause I was thinking about that thing Shaq was talking about, man, with his shoes and everything. And I was just like, man, Shaq and Fubu. Like I forgot the guy who owns his Fubu. Oh,
John. John.
yeah, the dude on Shark Tanks. What's his name? Oh,
His name is John something. Just call him Mr.
yeah.
John. But when you get into that, and that's why, um, I,
Alexander Martin.
yeah,
Damian John.
yeah, Mr. John.
So
Damien is the one that's on Shark Tank.
yeah, so I'm sitting here looking like this thing, man. I was like, yo, man, like I still want to support these dudes. So I still buy them because I want to support the black brand.
But it's not a black brand now, probably.
Huh?
Just like the BET Awards. BET itself is not a black brand. Even though it says it's black, it's not. White family owns BET.
Right.
So watch. So as we
I mean, like I could buy Shaq stickers. I mean, I mean, I still try to support, black owners. I don't know. It's crazy, man. Like I could buy a pair of Jordans, but shit. I don't know, man. I mean, I ain't hating on the brother, but I don't know. Prices of Jordans is too damn high. But it's just like if you lower the brand, if you lower the price of your sneakers, then it's just like you cheapen your brand, and which is kind of crazy.
but let's stop there as we end this episode. Remember, the same little kid in the same sweatshop factory made the Jordans to the same pattern, made the knockoff Jordans, made some shit with some Jordans with some funny looking damn markings on it. It's all for the same factory. And they made them for like 25 cents, $2.
This is what it is. I don't know, man. But look, guys, everybody out there, I want you guys to be safe. This law is turned around. Guys, if you ain't been a father, you better consider thinking about becoming a father. Get yourself together, get your act right. And please, everybody, strap up, wear your protection so you don't have to go through what's about to come on. These kids need actual parents, and they need parents to be ready to raise them. If you ain't ready to raise no child, don't have any. If you're not in a financial situation to raise some children, don't do it until you are capable. I don't care if you turn 40. Be in position to do it. The best advice I can give you. So this is Big Buji. I'm Willy be the one. And you guys have a safe week. We will see you on Mondays at 10 a.m. at 10 p.m.
Man, it's at 10 a.m. That's
I
right.
changed.
I know. I was thinking, I was like, oh, 10 a.m. Peace, everybody. See you next week.